Hello, I am here to talk about the same. It starts with hotel. I have bitterly lived like a tramp whilst you lived like a queen and screamed at me every time I asked you for help. I had to lie to myself knowing the truth that you cannot be trusted. So for this, there's a lot of connotations of superiority and inferiority. Another of the same is sure. So here we have quite a bit of vagueness, sarcasm, perpetuity, oddness. And another of the same is, so since before we started trying to predict the lottery with the old Google Drive I sent you. So this obviously is about how things like games are connected to things like the internet. Another of the same is, I have this case open from the dawn of time, you might as well say, but without exaggerating the true time, we could say since I given to you to look after. So from this one I don't really understand much, but obviously look after it. And another of the same is, hey, can we start over? I'm messing up my life since I'm so anxious about everything. So again, here's quite a bit of oddness, but it seems to me that it represents somebody trying to protect themselves. And another one of the same is, you're funny using my true love to operate the business you have of using and abusing your so-called daughter to live your dreams, and you didn't see if a problem to continue, even to try our kid. So this one's quite important to me because obviously it highlights the importance of living an independent life without being dependent of, let's say, children of the state. And another of the same is, it's 4 or 4 or 4, you know. So in this one we have one of these literary devices where a word is represented in different ways. But obviously in this case there's only 2 options, a number and a word. And so it kind of represents this sort of juxtaposition that people have when they're trying to say that they have a lot to offer, I guess. And then next we have some Hebrew symbols. 3 X's, an O, a line, a Y, an O, and a line and a comma. And another of the same is, it's not good. Pretty self-explanatory. And another of the same is, obviously call me Sean Williams. Now this one is strictly confidential, so I'm confident that no one would know what this means. And another one is https://pastebin.com/L1FV which are all in caps except the one, and then X, Z, W in small letters, then M in caps. Now this is a link to somewhere that I don't recommend going to due to the same reasons as I've just mentioned, I guess. And then we have another one of the same. I lied to myself that you're a good mum who I can trust. Now this one seems to represent a lot of envy and ambiguity, but really is a direction to, in my opinion, everything. And not just, let's say, lies. Another of the same is, I am Cheryl and I have all the evidence of everything. My husband is a police officer. Now this one has a sharp learning curve. Obviously, I can mention my previous video about my business called Cheryl, and to let you know how that's been going. It's been a slow day, and we've been doing some space upping too. And don't cry. And another of the same is, other than that, I'm trying to become a freelance ethical hacker which is easier. So obviously here's ambiguous what I'm referring to, but I guess in the end I don't represent anyone. I don't represent any ethical hackers. And another of the same is, which is easier, laughing face. So obviously this emphasized the previous point. I was referring to something ambiguous, and it was so laughable for me to be an ethical hacker that I used the emoji in, let's say, spite or animosity towards the ethical hackers, I guess. Not that I done it myself, I'm not saying that. Another of the same is, life knowing Kathleen Booth exists makes sleep a waste of air, and I therefore get hungrier. Heart eyes emoji. So this takes me back to the days when people were making computers to do things other than, let's say, dating. And so it brought me back to that time, so I can do it in that time, I guess. Well, see, this is what I'm saying, I didn't do it, I'm the only one. And the last one of the same is, question, nobody's black again. So this one really concerned my significant other for whatever reason. But obviously it's just representing the ambiguity of the body, I guess. So this was the same. And so this was the same.